There are so many fun things you can do in Mario Party. From minigames to actual board game interactions, and even speedrunning if that's your thing. But it gets even better when you take things a bit too far. Now, sometimes it's unintentional, but more than likely, it's you doing it because of how stupid it is. Well, today is no different, as I traveled the world of minigames in search of all of the sus potential possible.
You have to start off with the basics, you know? And what better way to start off than crazy cutters?
Now, everything seemed to be going just fine, until I ran into my first issue.
Oh crap! Okay, I can't do that. I can't complete the circle.
You see, when making a cutout, both the beginning and end point cannot touch each other until you have made your desired shape or drawing. This made things much harder. Luckily, after a few tries, I was able to complete the drawing, making it possible to move on to the next minigame.
I'm done too, guys. I'm done too, and I did it. Okay, we completed one of them. One of the many.
So moving on to the next minigame, Tipsy Tournament. I might have spent a little too much time trying this when in reality it was nearly impossible to do this at all. It wasn't very interesting at all. In fact, it was just a lot of pointless struggling. So I came up with a shape that I perceived to be pretty sus. Basically, I was just making the thought count on this one.
I thought sus was we're getting. I think that's all. I think that's as much as I can do. You get the idea though.
Now for the third minigame, we have Snowball Summit. Now this game was genuinely very hard to complete. And the reason being is that the computers, instead of playing with you, are playing against you this time.
That's going to be a huge issue.
Now this added an entirely new element to the mix, which made this minigame one of the hardest to complete.
No, Peach, get out of the way!
I got knocked around a few times, sure, and maybe even knocked off by the easiest computers to ever exist.
Birdo, I'm gonna freaking kill you.
But with a little perseverance, I was able to complete this minigame and move on to the next one. And the next minigame we have is Trace Race. The real reason that I actually did this in the first place, the idea came from Dreadwinken Smash 4 on Instagram, so be sure to check the link in the description because all of his information will be right there. Thankfully, I got this one on my first try, being so easy, and I was able to move on to the next minigame, which might not be so promising.
Wonder what we can do with this one. I wonder what we can do with this one.
Now with Facelift, it might have seemed like I was grasping at straws on this one, but surprisingly enough, the outcome was a lot better than anticipated. The result was definitely a lot better than Tipsy Tournament, but not anywhere near close to what I expected it was going to be. I practiced a lot in the training mode one so I wouldn't have to do it in the real one, and this was the result.
Okay. Okay, this one is gonna look like that, then we're gonna bring it this way. It needs to be more gradual, it looks like. There we go. I think we did it. I got last, but I won. I won the real minigame, guys. I won it. Fair and square.
Now for the final minigame, Etch and Catch. This is by far the hardest and most time-consuming minigame I played this entire video. There are so many ways why this would almost not work or even be possible. If you have ever played this minigame, you would understand that the controls are absolutely maddening in this minigame. On top of that, Birdo would just not stop getting in my way, so it made it that much more difficult. So I decided to do a last resort. I decided to connect my second controller just so that Birdo would not get in the way anymore. But little did I realize that that still wouldn't help my issue. What I thought was Birdo wasting all the ink was actually just the game preventing me from drawing anything. You see, when you start drawing, your ink just starts to kind of trail back and then follow you wherever you go. So you have to be very quick about it. With both that and the controls being very bad, it made for a horrible combo. After about 15 to 20 minutes of trying this over and over, I eventually got it, but it still didn't look quite right.
I did it! I did it! I did it for a split second! For a split second I did it!
However, I wasn't going to redo it again because that's the closest I was going to get. Unfortunately, or maybe quite fortunately for myself, there were no other minigames like this that you could perform these types of drawings on. But I did get a little kick out of trying other stuff. I mean, it was fun, and I got to try out new minigames that I never got to try before. This was overall a super fun video to make. I had a great time doing it. I plan on doing more of that in the future as well. If you enjoyed this, then be sure to hit that like button. And if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe because I'm planning on doing a lot more of these types of videos in the future. I just had a lot of stuff that I have to get done first, you know? But anyway, with that all being said, I hope to see you guys next time, and have a good one.